What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Wife confesses to her husband that she no longer feels the butterflies. There is no spark. She says, and I quote, "I just want somebody else on top of me." No more wasting time. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself.
I tell you, we had a moment. We were driving, and she was like, "Ugh," and I was like, "What's going on, babe?" And she was like, "You know, I just want someone else on me." And I was like,
it had been.
I'm driving. I'm like,
He was like, "What?"
Wait, excuse me? I was like, what do you mean you just want somebody else on? And look, she was in her own world. She was just like,
just staring out the window.
When the truth comes out.
And it didn't mean exactly that. What I meant was...
Nah, yes, you did. No, here comes the clarification. You said what you meant, man.
We had been in a relationship for...
a long time.
Probably 10 years by then.
No, it was like 7 years.
7-year itch, you know what they say. And... you know, I had missed, like you miss when you get married, that moment that you guys meet for the first time and he walks you to your door and you're like, oh, is this going to be a thing? Is it not going to be? The butterflies, all those things when you're dating people, the spontaneity.
Dating people, keyword, you miss dating different people and giving them the cheeks.
All of those little things. And I had just gotten to a point where I was like, oh, I'm never going to have a first kiss again with someone. I'm never going to get that like anxious feeling again when you're first dating someone and you don't know where it's going. And it was more like a realization of all of that stuff. And I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to let that go. Like those butterfly feelings.
The streets. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't believe what I'm hearing.
And you have butterflies when you're married for a long time, but it's just,
They're different butterflies.
It's different.
They're not real butterflies. They're
like moths. They're like moths.
They don't, they don't got pretty colors no more. They just beige.
Ones that like flutter towards the light.
They just beige. Maybe got a hole in the wing.
A surprising number of new studies find that women, more than men, tend to feel bored in long-term relationships. Wow, Miss Judy, spill the tea on these findings.
I actually think that this is the result of females being able to speak up more. They feel more comfortable speaking up, and they're being honest in these surveys. And apparently, these studies collectively show that females are not primed for exclusivity. And
this is true. I remember doing a video about exactly this topic.
in fact, when women get married, it really makes their love life take a deep dive.
Why?
Whereas men who get married, their number of years that they're committed to somebody doesn't actually change their libido. For women, once they've been in a relationship, a committed relationship for 1 to 2 years, and they start living with that person, the sex drive goes down. The sex drive goes 1 to 2 years.
That's what happened.
1 to 2 year
itch. That's gone. So that
This is 1 to 2
years. 7 years.
A part of me wonders how much of this newfound evidence is also based on the fact that women are the most sexually liberated they've ever been, right? We know that like the more partners a woman has, the harder it is for her to bond, etc. And I don't think a man with a lot of hella partners really is a good thing for him if he wants a long-term committed relationship with one woman either. But to focus on what they're talking about, which is women in this case, how much of this has to do with culture, women being encouraged not to get married, women having this fantasy dream. They love the idea of dating, hookup culture, and the idea of marriage. But when you realize it's not a fairy tale, then you don't want it.
You know, things are moving faster nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I ain't got 7 years to give you. Look, what are you doing?
Yeah.
do you think there's a real, increase, or this is just because women are now feeling freer to speak their minds and be honest about
And
having
making more money.
affairs?
And
they're
making
out
more
more
money.
about working. They're out in the workforce now, meeting more people.
Yep. I think there's a cultural shift where females' roles have been expanding outside the home.
Yeah.
And I think secondly, yes, females feel more empowered to speak up.
If you guys remember this panel, then you probably watched the video that I reacted to with the panel. And this was the one with the young boy. Remember the young guy and his mom? And he had like alcohol problems. And Vivica Fox and the rest of the gang here were like beating down on this man and didn't hold the mother accountable at all.
they're not just going to be sitting back and letting the men take these surveys. They're like, I want to say something too, and I want to tell you how it really is for me. And also, we're not shaming it as much anymore, where females can talk about sex and talk about their libido and be more honest and open. But I think this is a real epidemic, guys. All the men who are watching Married to Their Women are like, what does that mean for me?
So should you shame it? Should you shame the fact that women want to leave marriages because they want variety? Because if you aren't going to shame it, then change the whole idea of marriage, change the commitment, change the vows, go in with the understanding that this woman is probably going to leave. I mean, that's how I hope men think today when it comes to modern women. Are there women out here who don't buy into this? Yes, they are. And people try to convince you that they aren't, but yes, there are women out here who don't buy into this system of female empowerment and modern women thinking. But let's go back to that first video of the wife and the husband. And she told her husband, you know, I just want somebody else on top of me. On top of me. To me, that's a sign that you miss something you used to do. And that is be in the streets. Again, another reason, man, hookup culture is ruining marriage. So these next comments are in response to the first video, right? The one with the wife saying, I want somebody else on top of me. This first comment says, she got to go. Another person here, another gentleman added, she has or is about to talk to a divorce lawyer. What do you guys think? Another comment here says, bro, need to explore his options. Another woman here has some advice for men and says, or make sure you constantly date your wife. Okay, so that woman is thinking of cheating and wants to, you know, she's entertaining the thought of cheating or reminiscing about getting her cheeks clapped by another man. And this woman's like, okay, so make sure you take a girl out on dates. Does this go the other way? When the woman's not doing their part, is the man justified to cheat? I don't think so. And I don't think anybody should cheat. Now, like I've always said, infidelity does happen. More dangerous when the woman steps out. Here's another comment from a man that says, love this. Give me that honesty so we can get that overnight divorce. Another comment here says, I didn't mean it like that, ... Yeah, he says in response to the wife who said, no, that's not how I meant it. Nah, that's how you meant it. Here's another comment that says, brah, what? With the question marks. She's trying to make it seem she's not bored with him, but she is. Another comment here says, bro, with the emojis, the man running away. Now, things take their course, such as life. Everything works out that way. You buy something nice, it's new, you enjoy it. After a while, things take their course. Now, are there things you can do to revive the romance and excitement in a marriage? Yes, but probably not to the levels where you were just heads over heels over that person. But you can feel a sense of that once again. But I think people greatly underestimate just how much things eventually will wear off as far as excitement goes. All right, there's nothing that's as exciting as it was the first time you experienced it and got it. And that's no different with marriage. Expecting anything different is being delusional about the reality of life. Doesn't mean that that's an excuse for you to leave because you're bored or to give up, right, for anybody. Listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think this guy should do in this situation? The husband I'm talking about in specific. Comment down below. I appreciate you for checking out another episode of the Coffee Pod, and consider becoming a Coffee Pod barista. Check out those links pinned to the top of the comment for that. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.